Hi, this is Ajay Anand and welcome to science classes from excelup.com. In this video, you will learn the solution of questions from NCERT exercise from chapter electricity, and these questions they have been taken from NCERT textbook of class 10th science. Let us begin with question number 1. A piece of wire of resistance R is cut into 5 equal parts. These parts are then connected in parallel. If the equivalent resistance of this combination is R dash, then the ratio of R upon R dash is, options are A 1 upon 25, B 1 upon 5, C 5 and D 25. When the wire is cut into 5 equal parts, then resistance of each part, it becomes 1/5 of the given resistance. So it will be 1 upon 5 or R upon 5. Now when resistors are combined in series, then the equivalent resistance is in parallel, then equivalent resistance can be given by this formula, that reciprocal of equivalent resistance is sum of reciprocals of the constituent resistance. So 1 upon R dash will be 5 times 5 upon R, so it will be 25 upon R, and hence the ratio is 25, that is option D. Question 2. Which of the following terms does not represent electric power in circuit? The answer is B, I R square. Let us see why it is so. We know that power is equal to VI, that is P is equal to voltage multiplied by current, and we know that V is equal to IR. So if we substitute this value of V in this formula, then we get P is equal to I multiplied by I multiplied by R is equal to I square R. We also know that V is equal to R. So if we substitute the value of I is equal to V upon R in this formula, then it becomes V square upon R. So what happens, Vi is the formula, I square R is here, and V square upon R is here. So A, C and D, they are more or less same. So B is the odd man out. Question 3. An electric bulb is rated 220 volt and 100 watt. When it is operated on 110 volt, the power consumed will be how much? Okay, let us see. We know that P is equal to V square upon R. So using this formula, we can find the resistance of the bulb. So power is 100 watt, voltage is given 220 volt, so of square of this quantity divided by R. So R is equal to 48,400 upon 100 is equal to 484 ohm. Now using the same formula with the value of resistance, we can find the power consumed in case of 110 volt. So P is equal to B square upon R, and is equal to 12,100 upon 484 is equal to 25 watt. So D is the correct answer. Question 4. Two conducting wires of the same material and of equal lengths and equal diameters are first connected in series and then parallel in a circuit across the same potential difference. The ratio of heat produced in series and parallel combinations would be how much? Okay, so let us see. When two wires they are connected in series, then their equivalent resistance would be sum of the constituent resistance, so it will be 2R. And in case of parallel, it will be the reciprocal of equivalent resistance is sum of reciprocals of the constituent resistance. So Rp, that is for parallel combination, it will be R upon 2. Now we know that H is equal to I square into RT. So T is time. So for series combination, Hs is equal to I square 2 RT and Hp is equal to I square R upon 2 T. So ratio of these two, Hs and Hp, will be 4:1. So D is the correct answer. Question 5. How is a voltmeter connected in the circuit to measure the potential difference between 2 points? So answer is simple. The voltmeter is always connected parallel to the 2 points of which we need to have the potential difference. Question 6. A copper wire has a diameter 0.5 millimeter and resistivity 1.6 multiplied by 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. What will be the length of this wire to make its resistance 10 ohm? How much does the resistance change if the diameter is doubled? So R is given 0.25 millimeter. So let us convert it into SI unit, that is 0.0025 meter. R is 10 ohm, and this formula says R is equal to rho into L upon A. So length will be RA. So A comes here and this rho comes in the denominator. So RA upon rho is equal to R pi R square upon rho. Now substituting all the values. So here is the resistance 10 ohm. This is pi 3.14 into 0.0025 meter whole square upon resistivity 1.6 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. So after calculation it comes out to 122.656 meter. Now we know that resistance varies indirectly as square of the area of cross section, or square of radius. So when radius is doubled, what will happen? Resistance will become 1/4. So now the new resistance will be 10 upon 4 is equal to 2.5 ohm. Question 7. The values of current I flowing in a given resistor for the corresponding values of potential difference V across the resistor are given below. So this row shows the value of current I: 0.5, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0, and the next row it shows potential difference 1.6, 3.4, 6.7, 10.2 and 13.2. The question is, plot a graph between V and I and calculate the resistance of that resistor. So this is the graph. V is shown on this axis and I is shown on this axis. So now to find the value of resistance, we need to find the value of this slope BA. So for this, let us measure BC, this gap. So it will be 10.2 minus 3.4 is equal to 6.8 volt, and the value of AC will be 3 minus 1 is equal to 2 ampere. And then the slope R will be BC upon AC. So it will be 6.8 upon 2 is equal to 3.4 ohm. Question 8. When a 12 volt battery is connected across an unknown resistor, there is current of 2.5 milliampere in the circuit. Find the value of resistance of the resistor. So answer is I is equal to 2.5 milliampere, so it will be 0.0025 ampere. Okay, and we know that resistance is equal to V upon I, so it will be 12 volt upon 0.0025 ampere is equal to 4800 ohm. Question 9. A battery of 9 volt is connected in series with resistors of 0.2 ohm, 0.3 ohm, 0.4 ohm, 0.5 ohm and 12 ohm. How much current would flow through the 12 ohm resistor? Now, since this is in series, so equivalent resistance is the sum of these resistances. So it will be 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.4 plus 0.5 plus 12 is equal to 13.4 ohm. R is equal to V upon I, so I is equal to V upon R is equal to 9V upon 13.4 is equal to 0.671A. In case of a series combination, what happens? The value of current remains the same through all the resistors. So the current through 12 ohm resistor will be 0.671 ampere. Question 10. How many 176 ohm resistors in parallel are required to carry 5 ampere on a 220 volt line? So let us assume that the number of resistors is X. So in that case, the equivalent resistance in parallel combination would be 176 upon X. Okay. Now R is equal to V upon I is equal to 176 ohm upon X is equal to 220 volt upon 5A. So the value is 44 ohm. So now we can find the value of X. X is equal to 176 ohm upon 44 ohm is equal to 4. So we need to have 4 resistors of 176 ohm in parallel combination to carry 5 ampere current on a 220 volt line. Question 11. Show how you would connect 3 resistors each of resistance 6 ohm so that the combination has a resistance of 9 ohm and 4 ohm. So there are many possibilities. Let us say if all resistors they are connected in series. Okay. So the equivalent resistance will be 3 multiplied by 6 is equal to 18 ohm. So this is more than option A. If all are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance will be 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2 ohm. This is less than option B. So now let us say 2 resistors are connected in parallel and the third resistor is connected in series of this combination. So for parallel combination, the equivalent resistance is 6 upon 2, and for series of this combination it will be 6 upon 2 plus 6 is equal to 9 ohm. So this is same as option A. Now 2 resistors are connected in series and one is connected in parallel to these 2 resistors. So now the equivalent resistance would be, for series it will be 12, so it will be reciprocal of 12, 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 6 is equal to 3 upon 12 is equal to 1 upon 4. So equivalent resistance is 4 ohm, equal to option B, right? Question 12. Several electric bulbs designed to be used on a 220 volt electric supply line are rated 10 watt. How many lamps can be connected in parallel with each other across the 2 wires of 220 volt line if the maximum allowable current is 5 ampere? Now we know that P is equal to V square upon R. So R is equal to V square upon P. So voltage is 220 volt, 220 volt square upon 10 watt is equal to 48,400 upon 10. So it comes to 4,840 ohm. Now let us assume that number of bulbs is X. Okay. So the equivalent resistance in parallel combination would be 4,840 upon X ohm. And we know that R is equal to V upon I. So R, this is 4,840 ohm upon X is equal to 220 volt upon 5A. So X will be 4840 multiplied by 5 upon 220 is equal to 110 bulbs. So 110 bulbs are required for this problem. Question 13. A hot plate of an electric oven connected to a 220 volt line has two resistance coils A and B, each of 24 ohm resistance, which may be used separately, in series or in parallel. What are the currents in three cases? So let us take the first case, that is separately. So I is equal to V upon R. So it will be 220 volt upon 24 ohm is equal to 9.16 ampere. Okay. If they are connected in series, then it will be 220 volt divided by sum of the two resistors A and B. So it is 48. The answer is 4.58 ampere. If they are in parallel, then it will be 220 volt divided by 24 upon 2, half of the two resistances. So it is equal to 18.33 ampere. Question 14. Compare the power used in the 2 ohm resistors in each of the following circuits. Number A is a 6 volt battery in series with 1 ohm and 2 ohm resistors, and B is a 4 volt battery in parallel with 12 ohm and 2 ohm resistors. Now in case of A, the equivalent resistance is sum of given resistors, so it is 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 ohm. So current is I is equal to V upon R is equal to 6 volt upon 3 ohm is equal to 2 ampere. Now we know that in case of series combination, the current remains the same in series. So current through 2 ohm resistor will be how much? 2 ampere. Okay. Now we have to find the power. So P is equal to I square multiplied by R is equal to 2A square multiplied by 2 ohm is equal to 8 watt. Now in case of parallel combination, the potential difference remains the same. So it will be same in case of 12 ohm resistance. So power will be P is equal to V square upon R is equal to 4 V square upon 2 ohm is equal to 8 watt. Question 15. Two lamps, one rated 100 watt 220 volt and the other rated 60 watt at 220 volt are connected in parallel to electric main supply. What current is drawn from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volts? So P1 is given, that is 100 watt, and P2 is 60 watt. Volt is 220 volt. So P is equal to VI, so I is equal to P upon V. Total current will be I is equal to P1 upon V plus P2 upon V for different bulbs. So it will be 100 watt upon 220 volt plus 60 watt upon 220 volt is equal to 160 upon 220 is equal to 0.727 ampere. Question 16. Which uses more energy? A 250 watt TV set in 1 hour or a 1200 watt toaster in 10 minutes. So let us calculate. For TV set for 1 hour, that is 60 into 60 seconds, it will be 250 watt multiplied by 3600 seconds. So it will be 9 into 10 power 5 joule. For the refrigerator, it is 1200 multiplied by 60 into 10 seconds. So it comes to 7.2 multiplied by 10 power 5 joule. So obviously the TV set is going to consume more power compared to the refrigerator. Question 17. An electric heater of resistance 8 ohm draws 15 ampere from the service mains for 2 hours. Calculate the rate at which heat is developed in the heater. So we know that heat is equal to I square RT. So rate will be I square R per second. So it will be 15 square ampere square multiplied by 8 ohm. So it is 1800 joule per second. Question 18. Explain the following. why is the tungsten used almost exclusively for filament of electric lamps? The answer is the tungsten has a very high melting point. The melting point of tungsten is 3380 degrees Celsius. So even at high temperature, tungsten does not melt. Okay, and because of high melting point, what happens, tungsten can absorb as much heat as possible and it glows. So that is why this is used exclusively for filament of electric lamps. Question B is, why are the conductors of electric heating devices made of an alloy rather than a pure metal? The answer is same as that in case of question A. The alloys, they have a higher melting point compared to the constituent metals. Okay, so alloys do not melt easily at high temperature and they can absorb more heat compared to the constituent metals, and that is why alloys are used for making conductors of electric heating devices. Question C is, why is the series arrangement not used for domestic circuit? In case of series arrangement, there is loss of potential difference across different resistors. So say if there is a bulb, there are fan, television, all of them, they need 220 volt, and all of them they are combined in series, so they will not get the desired amount of volt. So a low voltage will result in poor performance of the electrical devices, and that is why series arrangement is not used for domestic circuit. Question D is, how does the resistance of wire vary with area of cross section? The resistance of wire is directly proportional to the area of cross section. So thicker the wire, the resistance will be more, resistance will be less for a thinner wire. Question E, why are copper and aluminium wires usually employed for electricity transmission? The simple answer is that they are economical. The resistance of aluminium is less than that of iron, and resistance of copper and aluminium is more than that of silver. So silver is the best conductor, but since silver is very costly, so it cannot be used for making electrical wires, and that is why copper and aluminium, they are the preferred metals for making electrical wires, and for they are being used for electricity transmission. That's all for this lesson. Thank you.